Morning.
It's nice coming to a council meeting when I'm not surrounded by people in the parking lot.
This is unfamiliar.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, we have started the recording and I'd like to call the meeting to order. We had a little bit of technical difficulty, so we are a few minutes late this morning. So with that, all members of council are here along with our CAO and our office manager. And the first thing on our agenda is the adoption of the agenda, and if I could have a resolution for that, please.
Resolved that the agenda for the meeting be adopted as circulated with the noted additions. Communication for information, 11.4.2, Red River Basin Commission.
Thank you for that. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Bazarowicz, Councillor Strang seconds. Anything else that we need to add to the agenda today? Go ahead, Councillor Boulanger.
Not in camera, just a policy suggestion.
Okay,
A business, I guess.
Under new business.
under new business, yeah.
Policy?
Policies,
Policy
yeah.
suggestion, yeah.
Go ahead, Councillor Horbus.
Hi, Roberta.
Hi.
I'd like to add something about drainage in the Glenmore area, in cameras. Okay,
Anything else? I'm not seeing any hands go up, so we have the two more additions, and I had a mover, I had a seconder. I'll call a question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. We will do confirmation of the minutes, and we have one set of minutes from May the 26th. If I could have that resolution, please.
Resolved that the minutes of the May 26, 2026 regular meeting council be adopted as presented.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Boulanger, second. Councillor Spicer. Any amendments to those minutes? Corrections, additions, deletions? Not seeing anything. I'll call a question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried.
You can go into in camera if you like, Madam Mayor, and then come back to the other items.
Right, okay, so we are going to go in camera to have a discussion. So if I could have the resolution to go in camera, please.
Resolved that council recess the regular meeting and go into in camera to discuss legal and personnel issues. And further be it resolved that all matters discussed under remain confidential as per section 83(1)(d) of the Municipal Act.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Sutherland, second. Councillor Bazarowicz. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, call a question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is okay, so we're up at number 5, communication for action.
Are we coming out of camera?
Oh, out of camera first, yes.
Resolved that as per section, are you ready to record it?
Yeah.
Resolved that as per section 152(4) of the Municipal Act, Council of the Rural Municipality of St. Clements does now resume setting a regular meeting.
Can I have a mover? Councillor Boulanger, seconder, Councillor Sutherland, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, so the next item on our agenda is under number 5, communication for action. Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. There was an event last Sunday for on June 14th at 11:30 to 2 p.m., 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. and it was at the Southbrook Recreation Complex, and it's for the promotion of Aboriginal student success, and it was a PASS Awards Gala, and council has always had the mayor and other representatives attend. We've also been consistently supporting this event, but due to the timing of the event at council's meeting, we received electronic approval of this, and this resolution is to ratify that resolution. So if it's okay, I'll read
Yeah,
the
go right
resolution.
ahead.
Resolved, Mayor Feeblecorn be authorized for her attendance at the Promoting Aboriginal Student Success Awards Gala at the Southbrook Recreation Complex Banquet Hall, which was held on June 14th, 2026.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Bazarowicz, second, please. Councillor Strang, any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor? Opposed, carried. And actually, it was a very nice event. They had lunch and they gave out all the awards, and there were a couple of students from our municipality that received awards, so it was actually a very nice event. Okay, so now we can move on to number 8 on our agenda, new and other business, and the first item is the roadside mowing.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And so this is consistent with our existing contract and what, as per the budget this year, for 2026, council authorized the ability to go to 3 rounds of cutting. And as part of that, we have been using Dennis Friesen for our contract based on previous pricing and based on it coming in for a 3rd cut. He's guaranteed us the 2024 pricing less $1 per linear mile than it was being charged previously. So Public Works is recommending we continue with Dennis Friesen for the price of $57 per linear mile.
Okay, if we can, any questions or comments on this item? Go ahead, Councillor Strang and Councillor Sutherland.
So has cutting started already? And yet we haven't passed a resolution?
That would be our own staff that we're doing the cutting right now.
Oh,
No?
No, they came down our road last week, do a great job, by the way. That's the contractors.
so we haven't passed a resolution yet, but yet we're, the contractor already started? Just asking.
Well, that's a
Yeah.
good question. I'll have to follow up on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're cutting illegal already.
Nothing down south.
Why, what's it, rubble powder?
Okay, any other comments or questions? Then if we could bring the resolution forward for the roadside mowing, please.
Be it resolved that council accept the recommendations of the Director of Public Works authorizing the CAO to enter an agreement with Dennis Friesen to complete the 2026 roadside mowing program as per quoted price of the $57 per linear mile plus applicable GST.
I had a question.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Bazarowitz, second. Councillor Sutherland, go ahead, Councillor Horbis.
This contract's for 3 years,
Correct.
so it's 3 years, is it gonna be 3 cuts every year? Or is this just an experimental thing we were trying? I thought that's what we talked about last time.
This contract at this point is,
Is it just 1 year?
it's just for 1 year. It will be the 3rd year in our
Okay,
agreement.
alright, thank
And
you.
so there was a price, and I think what we are, to answer Councillor Strang's question now, I remember, is that they proceeded with the 2 cut, which was already authorized, and then they have a new pricing for these 3 cuts. And so if council authorized it, then we would get the discount. If council didn't authorize it, we would stay with the 2 cuts.
I thought we
Which
did
is part of it.
authorize it,
Yeah.
we were trying it this year, 3 cuts.
Yes,
Yeah,
as part of the budget, but not as part of the contract,
Okay.
with a new cutting amount.
We only made
So we
this-
had Dennis Friesen already cutting based on last year and the year before from our 2024 numbers.
So why did it go to tender? Like, what did we have?
It's because we got the 3rd
It's
cost.
just,
Because we're asking for the 3rd cut. It didn't go to tender. What it's showing
So
is
it's just showing those 3?
showing the 2024
Okay. Just
numbers.
if somebody looks at it, yeah.
Somebody
okay.
looking at the 2024 numbers, that was the price as to how we selected it. Last year we paid, in 2024, we paid 57. Last year we paid 60. This year we'll pay 57, based on it coming to 3 cuts.
Okay, and was that just, were we doing the 3 cuts just in the settlement center or the whole municipality? The 3rd cut?
It was supposed to be the whole municipality, but I understood.
I think it will be the whole municipality. I think it was difficult to figure out what was going to be done where. Some of it is associated with our own staff cutting some of the areas as well. We use the green teams.
I guess I would have wished that Rebec Road now, section is all ripped up. So all the pavements taken out. And it would have been good for them to go do a cut before they, because that's gonna be a 3-month process. So,
Where's that, Sandra?
Lubec Road, from
Where?
Ludwig going south.
Yes, because that's the upgrade to the, that's
It's
part of
our,
our,
it was part of our
hard
road plan,
surfacing.
yeah.
plan.
Just thinking about it, what about the cottage areas? Is that our staff that does all the cottage areas, or do these folks do some of the cottage areas?
These guys do.
They do some of the cottage areas and then we also do some of the cottage areas. So
We do
it's,
some parks stuff too.
Yeah. Okay, I believe I had a mover and a
I
seconder.
don't think I read the resolution yet.
Yeah, we see.
Question?
I had a mover and a
Did I?
seconder, yes, I thought so, okay.
Oh,
If
sorry.
there are no further questions, I'll call the question, all those in favor, opposed, and that is carried. Okay, 8.2, the Grand Marais Rec Association Canada Day.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The manager from the Grand Marais Recreation Center Association is asking for the standard resolution we give them to be able to do a temporary street closure as part of the Canada Day celebrations that they do. And so, whereas the Grand Marais Recreation Association has scheduled Canada Day fireworks display at the Grand Marais Recreation Center on July 1st, 2026, and whereas the Grand Marais Recreation Association has requested a temporary partial street closure of Grand Marais Boulevard between Pinehurst and Oakdale Avenue to accommodate the fireworks display, and where it has been determined that the fireworks display can be safely set up over the lake with proper emergency vehicles on standby. Therefore, be it resolved that Council of the Rural Municipality of St. Clements approve the temporary partial street closure of Grand Marais Boulevard between Pinehurst Avenue and Oakdale Avenue on Wednesday, July 1st, between the hours of 10 p.m. and 11:30 p.m. For the Grand Marais Recreation Association Day fireworks display. And be it further resolved that that under section 5 of the bylaw 7 of 2020 council permit the noise of fireworks and other celebration related activities to continue until 10:30 p.m. on Grand Marais Boulevard. And further be it resolved that the Grand Marais Recreation Association is responsible for nuisance noise created by invitees, guests, or other persons on the premises in the same manner as a person actually creating the nuisance noise, unless the Grand Marais Recreation Association establishes that they exercise due diligence in a bona fide effort to control and abate such nuisance noise.
Thank you for that. I just want to back up. I think, can you go, what have you got in the second last paragraph? Continue until what time?
11:30 p.m.
You said, okay, good. That's what the resolution
Did I
reads.
say 10:30?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, can I have a mover, please? Counselor Strang, second. Counselor Spicer. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor, opposed, and that is carried. Okay, moving on.
Madam-
Oh, sorry,
Sorry, that's
Sandra.
okay, I should have asked this, will we be getting a invitation or something where when the activities start?
Well, I took
Put that out
a,
there?
I guess I was on Facebook and I did take a picture of the schedule that they had, so maybe I'll just forward it to the office and it could
Perfect.
be. They're starting with pancake breakfast and I guess there's kids' activities, face painting, dollar dogs, bubble soccer, and lots of free kids draws and the duck tank and then food, fun and family all day long and the huge fireworks show. So,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Okay, moving on, 8.3 audited financial statements, request for extension, and I'm gonna hand this one over to Deepak. I believe
Thank you,
have
Madam
some
Mayor.
info to share.
As you know, that the province of Manitoba contacted multiple municipalities requesting that they provide the various audited financial statements for previous years by a specific period of time. And as part of that, we have been diligently working on delivering ours. The 2024 is due for the end of June, and I've had some discussions with both the auditor, the finance officer, as well as with the province of Manitoba. And the auditor would like to take the 2024 and the 2025, combine them together to submit them both together and requesting an extension to August 1st. I talked with the minister's staff. We also communicated electronically with the provincial employees, and I talked to the senior person at the province, and they are willing to take a look at accommodating our extension request, considering every other audit has been delivered well in advance of their deadlines. But they did say because it was a ministerial letter, it requires a resolution of council to request that extension. And so this will give us the ability to deliver both. The letter has asked up to 2024, but we'll be delivering 24 and 25 well ahead of schedule for 2025.
Okay, go ahead, Councillor Boulanger.
So good news that both are getting done. The extension is being asked for. As we know, there are some ratepayers concerned about this, so I think this is good news that shows that we're not only getting one, we're getting two done, and just a slight extension, so positive.
Yeah, anybody else, any questions or comments?
I'd like to say something, but I don't want to say it, it's too late now, I guess. In camera, but yeah, whatever.
Well, I think we'll be going in camera again, so do you want to hold this off until we discuss it in camera, or?
To do, Councillor.
Yeah, if that's okay with council.
Okay, so we can.
Just a concern I have about it. That's all.
Well, we can come back to this then.
Yep. We can come back.
Okay, so we'll move on. So next is 8.4, the Manitoba Highland Gathering, Work in Kind, and this is this weekend for anybody who's planning to attend.
Correct, Madam Mayor. And so,
Yep.
Yeah, well. That's almost July. We're the year.
I could tell by the look on your face, you didn't think it was this weekend, neither did I when I saw it on my calendar.
No.
yeah, I thought it was the following weekend myself.
Anyways, we do have the resolution before us, so.
And so, as noted from last year, we have been passing a resolution to identify the in-kind support from our public works who help out with water, fencing, and other related events and provide staff work, so that we recognize that the in-kind work is there and gives the authority for public works staff to be able to be paid for those period of time, and then it's seen as an in-kind on top of the overall support that we provide through grants to the Manitoba Highland Gatherings. So if council is okay with that, I can read the resolution.
Go ahead, Councillor Spicer, did you have a question or,
Yes, please.
okay, go ahead.
So this is similar work that we've done in previous years? Or has there
Correct.
been an expansion of request?
My understanding is similar to what we've been doing in previous years.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Let's bring the resolution forward, please.
Sorry, I just lost my place in my, here we go. Whereas the Manitoba Highland Gathering is holding the 58th annual event at Legacy Park in East Selkirk, and whereas the event organizers have submitted a work in-kind request to the Royal Municipality of St. Clements Public Works Department, and whereas the organizers have requested the pickup and drop-off of water igloos and ice from the water shop in Selkirk, portable animal fencing for the Selkirk Fair and rodeo grounds, 4 barricades and 21 delineators from the Public Works Yard, and placement and removal of large Manitoba Highland Gathering sign on both Friday, June 19th, and the post-event on Monday, June 22nd. And whereas the Public Works Director has reviewed the request and agreed to provide all requested work listed, therefore be it resolved, Council approves the Public Works in-kind request from the Manitoba Highland gatherings for the pickup and drop off of all requested items on both Friday, June 19th and Monday, June 22nd.
Thank you for that. Can I have a mover, please? Counselor Spicer, second Counselor Bazarowicz. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. All in favor, opposed, and that is carried. Okay, the next item is the Interlake Tourism Association Board of Directors nomination.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The request has been for nomination for if the municipality wishes to nominate a representative from the municipality. And one councillor has stepped forward, request, and has been supported, so I can read the resolution for that particular councillor. Think so.
Right ahead then.
Heather, can you please read out the resolution?
Yeah.
Of the Interlake Tourism,
Yeah, just
yeah,
opening it up.
yeah.
I gotta make it bigger so I can see it. Okay, whereas the Interlake Tourism Association has invited member municipalities to nominate a municipal representative to stand for the election to one of the municipal director positions. The Interlake Tourism Association Board of Directors. And whereas the Interlake Tourism Association materials require that the municipal nominations be designated by council and include resolution in support of the nomination. And whereas council wishes to nominate Councillor Sandra Stray as the municipal representation for the Interlake Tourism Association Board of Directors. Therefore, be it resolved that council of the Urban St. Clair hereby nominates Councillor Sandra Stray to stand for election as municipal director on the Interlake Tourism Association Board of Directors for the 2026 election term, and further be resolved, the administration is authorized to submit the required nomination application and supporting documentation to the Interlake Tourism Association.
Thank you for that. Can I have a mover, please? Counselor Sutherland, second, please. Counselor Bazarowicz. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. Okay, so 8.6 is the promoting Aboriginal student success, and I believe this was the one that they were looking for a contribution for that.
Correct, Madam Mayor. This is, they've asked for a contribution of a donation, which, for their award ceremony, which allows for us to be able to get some tickets to attend the event. And also the more important part is it sponsors one graduate to attend. And it's been a nominal amount of $100 that council has approved in previous years, and that's what they were requesting again for this year.
Okay, any questions or comments? If you want to bring the resolution forward.
Resolved that council ratifies the approval of a $100 donation to promoting Aboriginal student success for the Crystal Award ceremony.
Can I have a mover, please? Counselor Strang, Counselor Sutherland seconds, all in favor, opposed, that is carried. Okay, I'm not sure.
This is Councillor Belanger's item, policy
Oh,
suggestion.
right,
Yeah,
forgot about that one.
thank you for putting that on there. This policy that I'm suggesting, administration work on is something we don't have. In recent light of last month's issues with, in my view, Public Works falling very, very short on a basic level of service in terms of returning calls. I would like to see, if possible, a policy can be put together revolving around returning of calls to ratepayers. And I feel it's prudent and reasonable to suggest a policy revolve around a 48-hour turnaround. I think that's it's reasonable. I think 48 hours is a lot of time for Public Works to return a call. I think the policy should include 1 to 3 items. One of them would be, first off, acknowledgement of the call, that the policy talks about acknowledgement of the call, that Public Works calls back and acknowledges the call, whether it be with a ticket number or just acknowledges the call came in to the person, to the ratepayer. Number 2, some basic response to the issue. Basic response to the issue. And number 3, a possible timeline on a full response. So basically, Public Works within 48 hours is calling back the ratepayer, saying, we received your call. This is what we're gonna do about it potentially, and we'll get back to you. And I think it's prudent that within 48 hours, that's reasonable, because up to now, Public Works hasn't been giving that, and I'm gonna call it a basic level of service in relation to this. So if Public Works or if administration or RM wants to look at other municipalities to see if there's such a policy for assistance on it, that's fine. But if we do create one, I think it shows us again as being proactive in working on policies that have meaningful use to our ratepayers. And that is it.
Okay, thank you for that. Anybody else want to chime in or add anything to that? Okay, so I'm sure that administration will look into that and perhaps, probably not for our next meeting, because it is next week, but
Well, that's
maybe,
fine. I
maybe
don't,
in
it doesn't
July.
matter to me what
Right.
happens, is this, that it gets worked on, that we
Yeah.
have something in the future.
So are you looking to pass a resolution or just,
I'd like to
just
have a
basic
I
instruction?
think if we could come back with a resolution that I moved it forward, that it's on the
We
record, that,
can, we can pass a resolution.
Yeah.
So we can create one and then maybe for the, discuss a little further in camera, then we can
Yeah.
come on a camera
I'll
and
second
create a
this
resolution. Well, I haven't gotten the resolution yet. Or if you'd like, I can pass the resolution right now or suggest a resolution.
there's no rush. in
Which is
anything.
resolved that council, or resolved that the administration report back, with, a customer service, policy related to, service requests.
Recall our return phone calls from Public Works on any item, really, anything.
Related to, phone calls or, that's why I said service requests,
Okay.
related to service requests in a timely manner.
Okay. Or within 48 hours, that's my suggestion.
Or
that
within
policy
48.
Evolved around 48 hours.
Okay.
A timely manner could mean 4 days.
Well, we would come back with a policy and then the council could
Great.
update it.
Perfect.
So it could be, different things could be different hours depending on what it's needed.
Good.
So I'm gonna put within a timely manner for now, and then the
Yes.
policy will state, okay,
Yeah, policy will stay and then council will have an opportunity to then review and debate. So moved by Council Belanger, seconded by, sorry, Madam Mayor, I'm speaking for you.
That's okay. Moved by Councillor Belanger, seconded by Councillor Strang.
Are we voting? Or is it?
All in favor?
Yeah, I'm just, I'm letting Heather get her thoughts
I'm
together.
good.
You're good? Okay.
no, I
So have
typed as
I have a seconder. I'll call the question. All in favor? Opposed? And that is carried.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we have,
I guess we can maybe go on camera because I do see our lunches here. We do have a few other things and hopefully we'll be able to do them this afternoon. But
certainly. So the resolved council recess the regular meeting and go into in-camera to discuss legal and personnel issues and further be resolved that all matters discussed are to remain confidential as per section 83(1)(d) of the municipal act.
can I have a mover, please? Councillor Bazarowicz, second, please. Councillor Strang, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried.
Yes?
Yep.
Resolved that as per section 152(4) of the municipal act, Council of the Rural Municipality of St. Clements does now resume sitting a regular meeting.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Boulanger moves, Councillor Bazarowitz seconds, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Okay, so now we're gonna go back to our agenda to number 9, which is the accounts for
Can I
this time.
interrupt you guys a minute? Do you guys wanna go back to the letter first?
Yes, we do. For the extension letter.
Yes,
Oh, okay,
sorry.
go ahead. Do
So-
that.
Madam Mayor, as we've discussed, the audited consolidated, so what we have is the resolution that resolved that Council of the Rural Municipality of St. Clements hereby requests an extension for the province of Manitoba for the submission of the 24 and 25 audited consolidated financial statements to August 31st, 2026, and further be it resolved that the Chief Administrative Officer be authorized to submit a formal request to the Minister of Municipal and Northern Relations, including the required council resolution outlining the rationale for the extension.
Thank you for that. Moved by Councillor Sutherland, second please, Councillor Strang. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, call the question. All in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. And I believe now we can go to the accounts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So resolved for 9.1, closed list of accounts, resolved, council approved the June 16th, 2026 list of accounts, check numbers 26000610 to 26000715 in the amount of $819,304.78 for payment.
Madam,
Go ahead.
just a question
Sure.
on this one. I noticed on, where was it? Page 5, under Roll Bank Visa, there's a speeding ticket there for $333. So I don't know whose it is, but when I worked for the government, we had to pay for any speeding tickets we got with our government trucks. So I'm not sure what that is.
I got a speeding ticket, it was doing council work and I refused to pay it.
Can I add to this?
Go ahead.
Thank you. We are bringing hopefully a policy forward to next meeting. Kevin just sent it to me for us to be able to recover these sort of situations.
So no, that's what we're doing after I investigated this. The situation, what occurred here, Councilor, was a speeding ticket was issued. By the time we realized it was issued to the RM from, that was charged to an employee. It was already too late to pay the speeding ticket. We got late penalty, which was by about $100. The speeding was excessive for the part of the employee. The challenge we have is in between finding that out, in order to be able to try to recover, that employee has already been dismissed out of the organization for other matters.
Okay, so it's a ticket that was paid, but yeah, so.
So normally you would get the ticket, you would pay the ticket as quickly as possible. Once the ticket has been paid, you do the investigation, which employee was driving which vehicle, and then you charge, and then you try to recover
Their
from it.
wages or whatever.
We will make an attempt to try, I'm going to be talking with staff about this, we're gonna make an attempt to try to recover, but the employee was dismissed, and that's an HR matter I can discuss further, but that was the
Photo readout,
situation.
is that how it happened? Yeah, so it's, you're driving a vehicle with the license
No,
plate.
no, it's photo radar.
Yeah,
It goes
photo radar,
goes
yeah.
to the yard, to the registered owner.
Registered owner of the
Yeah.
vehicle, yeah.
But normally if the employee was still working, we would.
We would automatically, and so as part of this, one of the things I wanna do is make sure that we have a clear policy as to how quickly and all that, and we'll bring it back to
Okay,
council.
thank you, that's all I have.
I think we should just eat that bill and forget about it, but
We may have to.
I
but-
think, yeah, it's gonna be more time and,
You'll never get the money from that.
no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Unless he has wages pending and you could
No,
Okay.
that's all.
Pretty hard to take
Okay,
people's
and-
wages even,
move forward.
Yep, you need a guardrail.
yeah.
Okay,
But for what it's worth.
Okay, did I have a mover in a second or no way? Okay, any other questions on the list of accounts? Okay, having said that, can I have a mover for the list of accounts for this time round? Councillor Belanger, second please. Counselor Sutherland. Any further discussion or questions? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. Okay, moving on to grants. Lord Selkirk's Education Center for Adult Learning.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. They are requesting the $500 for the adult learning. The grant is for their ceremony. And they've submitted the grant application, but last year council had granted $250 towards their bursary as part of for their graduates. And our recommendation is to continue on with the $250 that was originally requested. That's been consistent to our past practice.
Okay, any questions or comments? We have a resolution. Can we bring it forward, please?
Resolve council approve the following 2026 requested grant, Lord Selkirk Education Center, Adult Learning Center, 2026 grad, $250.
Can I have a mover, please? Counselor Bazarowitz, second. Counselor Strang. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, call the question. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Next item, Team Manitoba, the Manitoba Lacrosse Association.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This is Team Manitoba Lacrosse Association, and they have asked for a donation for the lacrosse team for jerseys, and as part of that, we get the logo put on there for Team Manitoba jersey. What we have is $500 for the logo. That's what we did, I think, last year was $500. We're recommending the social media recognition and sponsorship banner, obviously at $250, but it's up to council to decide. It should be noted that with this, there are 2 members of the lacrosse team that are local residents, kids in there. That's been provided for you, but since there are under 18, we're not publishing any names, but we'll continue to monitor anyone if how well the team does, and if anything happens, we'll certainly put that information whenever we can share on the social media as part of it. So we could go with 500 or 250. We're recommending 250.
Go ahead, Counselor Spicer.
So 500 gets our name on the jersey.
Yes. So in 2024, we had put $500 towards jersey sponsorship.
I'd go for the front.
Sure.
Okay.
Is there somebody in our end who plays on this?
Two
Oh,
people,
cool.
2 kids. So Team Manitoba Lacrosse Association, resolve council approve the following 2026 requesting grant budget. Team Manitoba Lacrosse 2026, $500.
Can I have a mover, please? Counselor Spicer, Counselor Bazarowitz, seconds. Any discussion? Call the question. All in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. Okay, then we have the Grand Marais Community Central and RV Park.
Yes, the GMCC has requested for their annual grant request, which we budgeted for $15,000. The request is for $20,000. And as per our recommendation, we are recommending to stay within what was budgeted, which is $15,000.
Okay, any questions, comments? Bring the resolution forward, please.
Resolve council approve the 2026 requested grant budget, Grand Marais Community Central and RV Park 2026, $15,000.
Mover, please. Counselor Boulanger, second, please. Counselor Bazarowitz. Go ahead, Counselor Horbus. I think you had a question.
Yeah, did we get all their statements and everything again, or?
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
asking.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, have a mover, have a seconder. If there's nothing else, I'll call the question. Go ahead, Counselor Bazarowitz.
Who's paying for all these, the door and that, is that coming out of this, or
No.
is this the same place?
Yeah, it's the same place, yeah.
So that, is that over and above?
They have funds available already in their bank accounts. Yeah, this is a standard operating grant that the RM has been given on a yearly basis at $15,000. They've obviously requested for more, but again, it wasn't requested and it hasn't been budgeted accordingly.
I have another question.
Go ahead.
Where this door is going, was there a window there before?
No,
So they have to put a new header in?
I don't, her husband doing.
Well, you must, well, that's building code, you gotta put a header in.
yeah,
And if you put a header in, then you gotta have your building permit through River Planet. if you have an existing window, you don't need to enter the door fits, because it should be there.
It's just,
I'll have to see what was communicated and how the decision was made by Red River Planning that permits weren't needed. I don't.
Okay, I have a mover, I have a seconder, and if there's nothing else, I will call the question, all in favor, opposed, and that is carried. Okay, so we're gonna move on to number 10 on our agenda, which is bylaws, and the first one we have is bylaw 3 of 2026. And that is for the annual line of credit renewal, and it is for second and third reading.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This is our bylaw 3, just our annual line of credit. I'm happy to report that we haven't had to rely on it for a number of years. But for the purposes of running the municipality, we still have to have an annual line of credit. So resolved that bylaw 3 of 2026, being the bylaw to provide for the renewal of the annual line of credit for our current year expenditures be given second reading.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Boulanger, Councillor Strang seconds, any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question, all in favor, opposed, carried. And we'll move on to third reading for the line of credit.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Resolved that bylaw 3 of 2026 being a bylaw to provide for the renewal of annual line of credit for the current year expenditures be read a third time.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Spicer, Councillor Bazarowitz seconds, any discussion?
Yeah, I have
Go
a
ahead.
question. Like this comes up usually at our financial council, we always ask about this, why are you taking out this money, how much money you have to borrow, this, that, and everything. Do we have any record as to the last time we actually used it? Like we very seldom use it.
The last time we've had to rely on the line of credit was, I think,
19.
2019, I think was the last time. 2020 and beyond, we haven't had to rely on the line of credit. But it's,
So that's accurate, we seldom use it, it's just there,
we were using it every year before.
you need it though.
but we done good.
So, and that's part of our budget meetings that we do, when we show all the usage.
It's just
of line of
Joe
credit.
Public, you know, at the door or whatever, that kind of thing.
So the advantage is that you have the line of credit, and if you don't use it, you don't pay the interest and all that money. And you save for the expenses for the RA. And we've been able to do that for the last number of years now.
Okay, so this was for third reading for bylaw number 3, so I have a mover, I have a seconder. And I will call the question, all in favor,
Recorded vote?
it's automatic,
Oh, okay, yeah, usually you say leave your hands up.
yeah. Okay, moving on to 10.3, bylaw number 7 of 2025, borrowing municipal community recreation center.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. As you can see, there's additional information provided to council as to some of the delays. This was part of the 2025 budget. It went through the municipal board and then with some questions back and forth with the municipal board. We finally received the approvals to be able to we had the first reading from the municipal. This is the second and third reading of those particular bylaws. This one is for the recreation facility, which was originally at a higher amount at the initial borrowing, and it was reduced down to $2 million. And we have received grants from the federal and the provincial governments for the construction of the recreation facility. Now that the recreation facility is complete, we are able to finally go and follow through on that borrowing. And this is bylaw 7 of 2025, being a bylaw of the rural municipality of St. Clements to authorize the expenditures of borrowing funds to establish a municipal community recreation facility in South St. Clements as amended, be given second reading.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Sutherland, Councillor Strang seconds, any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question, all in favor, opposed, and that is carried. And the same bylaw, number 7 of 2025 for third reading, please.
And Madam Mayor, you will see that the municipal board order comes along with the bylaw, so those are the amendments that we made. So resolved bylaw 7 of 2025 being a bylaw of the rural municipality of St. Clements to authorize the expenditures of borrowing funds to establish a municipal community recreation facility in South St. Clements as amended, be read a third time.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Horvis, second, Councillor Boulanger, any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, call the question, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Okay, so we will move on to 10.5 on our agenda, which is bylaw number 9 of 2025.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This was to deal with the drainage in the RM, and it was again also amended and changed because we did receive some additional grants to be able to complete some of those works. And so the bylaw was adjusted, but again, it was put forward last year, and it took some time to get the approvals from the municipal board, and an explanation has been provided to council. And it says resolve bylaw 9 of 2025 being a bylaw of the Rome Municipality of St. Clements to authorize the expenditure and borrowing of funds to complete the construction and improvement of water control works as amended be given a second reading. Just one note, the amount for the borrowing is in the bylaw itself, which specifically states that it was originally started off at $3.5 million and it was reduced down to 1.5, and that's what we ended up borrowing for, because some of the works were done through existing budgets, and then some of it was reallocated because of funds we received.
Okay, thank you for that. So this is for second reading then.
Correct.
Can I have a mover, please? Counselor Spicer, second, please. Counselor Strang, any further discussion? Hearing is, oh, go ahead, Scott, sorry.
Just to administration. So I noticed that we're borrowing through the province. Did we check with, financial institutions and see if we could get a better rate than the provincial rate?
Yes, we did. And there wasn't any
We
available.
couldn't?
No, we couldn't. We approached
Okay.
the Royal Bank as well as some of the other credit, even the credit,
Sonoma?
Sonova. And there wasn't, the best rate we could get at this point was province.
Okay, thank you.
And some of the other banks are now moving away from these long-term borrowings. Because this is a 20-year amortized, guaranteed like a 20-year term.
Even with the bank, there's no penalty if you pay it off sooner, they don't,
Yes, there is.
is there?
Yeah, banks have.
On a
penalties for-
debenture.
Yeah,
Oh,
debentures there
oh,
is.
debenture, alright.
And so, and the banks are sort of moving more to the short-term borrowing debentures as opposed to these long-term. Because, I guess it's
5
been
years
too
or 10?
volatile, 5 and 10.
10 or something.
Okay, so that was for second reading. I think I have a mover and a seconder, so I will call the question. All in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. So bylaw 9 of 2025, for third reading, please.
Resolved that bylaw 9 of 2025 being a bylaw of the Rome Municipality of St. Clements to authorize the expenditure and borrowing of funds to complete the construction and improvement of the water control works as amended be read a third time.
Can I have a mover, please? Counselor Sutherland, second, please. Counselor Bazarowicz, any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. All in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. Okay, so that finishes our bylaws, so we will move down to number 11 on our agendas, which is communication for information. And if there was anything that someone wanted to bring up, now would be the time.
Councillor Strange.
Go ahead, Counselor Strang.
Madam Mayor, I just want to bring up, we had it added in today was 11.4.2, and it's the Red River Basin meeting that's on Thursday at West St. Paul. And just to see the presentations that will be, and some people are coming from the province, there's 2 of them that are coming there.
Okay.
Rob, I don't know if you noticed from the Lord Suffolk School about the awards night.
I saw her.
You
Yeah.
see that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
and I did receive the photos.
Yes, I saw those. Yeah.
Okay, if there is nothing else there, we will move on to council reports. And I will start today with Counselor Spicer, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. On May 27th, I attended a human resource meeting for Red River Planning District. On May the 29th, I had a finance committee meeting for Manitoba Association of Watersheds. June 2nd, another human resource meeting for Red River Planning. June the third, a human resource meeting for Northeast Red Watershed District. And June the 9th, I attended the June district meeting of the AMM at our new activity center. If there's any questions, I'll be happy to try and answer them.
Go ahead, Council
how
Bradford.
did that meeting go? Like, what was the response? Everybody really happy, impressed?
The AMM one?
Yeah.
We had a good turnout, I would say. We had a couple of ministers there and a few MLAs. We did find that, we might need to do a little work on, noise abatement of our air conditioning units. But I think other than that, everything in the building worked out pretty well. That's about it.
Line up at the washrooms.
Yeah,
That's- yeah.
those washrooms, that's why I said about the porta potties earlier.
There's a lot of the
Mhm.
And you might actually wanna leave one there all the time, or two.
Yeah, outside, that'd be a good idea.
Well, if people are using the trail and that, and the
Yeah.
building is closed.
Yeah, well, they were talking about just leaving that one door open all the time, but if nobody's there,
And then
I'd sooner have porta potty traffic.
Yeah, well, good point.
Okay, anything else? Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. Councilor Brazerow, do you have
All I've
anything
got
for
is-
us today?
June 3rd through 8th, Edmonton FCM. It was a very interesting trip.
To say the least. And that's all you have for this time around? Okay, go ahead, Councilor Horbis.
June the 4th till the 7th. I went to the meeting in Edmonton. It was, my first time to go to that, whatever you call it,
FCM.
FCM. So, yeah, it was different.
A lot of information.
Mhm. And that's all you have to,
Oh, and then on the 9th, I went to that, meeting at the.
June district
June
meeting.
district meeting,
Okay,
that's it.
okay, Councilor Sutherland.
Thank you. May 28th, I went to the Bar Forum Spring Tour in Portage, a tour of the Portage District Recycling Facility. They have a really nice facility. Very neat and yeah.
Is that the town of Selkirk? I mean, the town of Portage?
It's right in Portage, yeah. Sure have it, whoever's running, well, I know Christine, she's on the board, she works there, but, yeah. June 4th, GMCC meeting. We spoke about the renovations in the kitchen, they asked about, the RV park, where we at with the extent, to add more sites. That's still ongoing, so I tell you. They have, their market starts June 26th, farmers market. July 5th, they have a car show coming up. Family Fun Days, August 2nd. And, their fitness center has 94 members now. June 6th, GLRA AGM at Gull Lake. Yeah, they made an announcement that they don't have enough members, there's only 2 members. I think the date was they were gonna wait till June 16th. To see if anybody else would sign on. So I don't know what happened, or what's happened with that, but, Aaron made an announcement that, they can't get enough volunteers, well, it'll probably dissolve, but don't know what happened.
Are they still selling a lot of memberships, just they don't get the volunteers, or did they say, or?
I don't know how many memberships they have, but all I know is they don't have people on the board, there's 2 people. So, we'll have to wait and see what happens there, I guess.
That's on the Basin Management Board, not the.
No.
Oh,
No,
the other way around. Yeah,
That's
GL,
a GLBMB is good.
Right,
They're-
right. It's the ratepayers.
Yes.
Okay,
There was a little bit of discussion amongst a few between Stan Malik and
Buddy?
his buddy, the guy that disrupted things here, I can't think of his name. Oh, well, yeah. But other than that, like I said, it's okay, like I said, the big part is they need some more volunteers. Like 3 more. June 9th is the June district meetings, and that's it.
okay, thank you for that. Go ahead, Councillor Strang.
Madam Mayor. May 28th, attended Red River Basin Commission Executive Meeting on Zoom. May 29th, Red River North Tourism. Did with the Horticultural Society, sat at a table there with them as it was a good time for them to advertise for the garden and art tour, and they had lots of people stopping by. June 1st, Red River North Tourism Executive Meeting, and that's getting ready for the art and garden tour. June 2nd, oh, I was gonna let you know that we do have tickets, and we're supposed to drop some off.
You're in your mailbox.
Okay, thank you. We have tickets for the bench, and the bench will be drawn, and they'll be coming here, the Red River North Tourism, to do the draw for the bench. The tickets that they're selling. Where was I, sorry? June 2nd, I attended Red River Basin Commission's June meeting in Winkler. We toured the Bungie Oil Processing Facility, the Croker Farms potato growers. They distribute for Old Dutch, and did Comet Valley Water Co-op, and we were also supposed to go to the watershed, but it started to storm that day, so, and there was thunder and lightning, but just very interesting on stuff that we have down in southern Manitoba, and where it's distributed all through Canada and the US. So these companies that are, I actually didn't even know that we did such big trades with, and they go all the way from Florida to California, that they send their products down. The Croker Farms, they grow 130 different types of potatoes just in Manitoba here. So June 3rd, I did the board meeting on Zoom for Red River Basin, and one of the other things there, we're talking about with the farmers right now, a big thing is the soil health, that they're still going around, they're trying to bring the program up across the border. They just had their companies down there is what that are supporting them and sending Red River Basin money is Walmart, King Arthur Flour, Pepsi, and General Mills, and they just Kraft, Heinz, Campbell's, and Target now have asked to come on board also. So it's a big thing that's, and they're getting in the millions. So they're trying to bring it across the border here now. But we do have a provincial program. They're trying to implement it together with our province. So hopefully that between our government and the Red River Basin, that they can implement something that could be a better program for all. So, and bring some of the monies there, because the farmers are getting paid for doing these soil health programs. June 4th to 7th, I also attended FCM in Edmonton. I went on a study tour, Discovering the Heart of Community Living, and it's called With a Dream. Dream is a company that works in Western Canada, and they asked about Manitoba. They have never done anything. We're like the orphan child. They've done everything Saskatchewan West, but it's, they said that we have a company here, Qualico, that is very similar to them, but they, all their trails go in first. So when they have they're gonna do a development, all the trails, parks, playgrounds, that all goes in first, and then the homes get built.
Really?
Yeah, they took us to four different developments. 4 different concepts, and they have everything from huge, beautiful homes to very affordable living in it. So,
All mixed.
all mixed, and, 2 of them were inside of Edmonton, and the other 2 were outside of Edmonton.
Was there, were they putting in, stores in that first too?
No,
Because some developments do that, and they put a home or
Yeah.
no place and then just start building around.
that's
it.
usually like down in the US, I know they always do that, but they're starting to here, but just this I thought was very interesting, but I think you'd have to have a developer, like, they'd have to be wanting to invest lots of money first to go do that and then bring the homes in, because,
It's something new.
yeah.
Big bear.
Exactly. I also attended the regional caucus meetings. We didn't have any election there, as our representatives have now a 2-year term, so they didn't have to do any voting there. The open ceremony, that day, the keynote speaker was Honorable Dominic LeBlanc, very good speaker. He's the Minister of International Trade for Canada, and especially with Canada and US. He just told us that he was very down to earth speaking with everybody.
Said the S word.
Yeah, I think the thing is, because a lot of these, and I noticed quite a few of the keynote speakers, I think they've been sitting in our chairs before, that they've had other experience in government in different levels, so. He was a very good speaker. Attended a workshop, and it was called Unity in the West, so I went to it. It was the 3 major Alberta mayors, and Calgary, Edmonton, and Lethbridge, and it was all about sticking together and how they didn't want to leave Canada. Like, they want to bond, and they said that the 3 of them together have more than half of the votes in Alberta, so with their population, so. I just found the conference, that was one of the things that sort of took over, and I didn't see anybody protesting or whatever. You were always very careful of who you spoke to, or what, I guess maybe sometimes some of us spoke and asked some of them about what did they think about separating. But everybody there was I knew one of the areas that I was sitting in, one of the conferences, I think at the beginning of the opening, I was on the wrong side of the room and you guys were on the other side, because we already sat in. And when they came in and after Minister LeBlanc spoke, I'm clapping and people weren't clapping in this area. I thought, oh, I'm on the wrong side of the room, so. Found you guys and got over to the other side, but yeah, you just found that everybody's very respectful to each other. Minister of Housing and Infrastructure, Honorable Gregory Robertson and Honorable Eleanor Belusky. Anyway, she spoke too. They were all on homeless, infrastructure. You know, it's the problems that are going on in all the provinces. We all have the exact same problems. Attended the resolutions. Well, that went on for over 2 hours, and they were debating the amendments. So then we finally, and that was over 2.5 hours we were there. I was with the mayor, and then we finally looked at each other, and yeah, and they hadn't even gotten halfway through them yet.
And it was an amendment to the amendment.
Yeah. So I understand why some went to other things to go see. FCM AGM, they voted in a new president, Tim Tierney, and our Kathy Valentino has moved up as first vice president. So I guess it's the role, because it's next year in another city, and then the following year it's in Winnipeg, and she will be president then.
But she's the big kahuna?
Yeah.
Wow.
She'll be the president.
She'll be
next
the
year.
president when it's here in Winnipeg, when FCM's featured here, so, because I was speaking to her at our district meeting about it, so she said that was the plan.
As well as the mayor of Winnipeg will be the head of the large cities caucus as well,
Oh, wow,
for the
okay,
big cities caucus.
did not know that.
If he gets
At the same time, no, he's first vice president right now, so he'll become president.
He'll become, okay, so,
And if he's not elected, he's still.
Or if he gets elected, correct, true.
well, same thing with Kathy Valentino.
Yeah.
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 So the biggest takes from it was all on homeless, infrastructure, shortage of housing, and community safety. The only leader that we did see speak was Abby Lewis, and I guess that was the most disappointing thing. I thought that the speakers, being the 125th for FCM, Mr. Carney wasn't there.
Yeah.
Holly Ebb wasn't there. You think that they would have, and I've seen that Trudeau didn't come before, but they at least televised it. So I guess that was a disappointment. We always have the three main leaders speak, and that didn't happen. At the gala, Laurent Tetra, thank you. From the Brokery, he got a 10-year award for being on the FCM board. And the mayor of Portage La Prairie, Sherilyn Knox, she got an honorary FCM award for her work on public safety, reconciliation, and community engagement. And June 9th, I also attended Eastern District meeting. And June 13th, it was a last minute thing. I got called for Red River North Tourism and went to the fundraiser for East Beaches Resource Center. Just to let you know a little on that is I know that they go to Grand Marais on, I think, Tuesdays. And on Fridays, they do Resource Center on Tuesdays. And Fridays, they do an adult programming there.
They got an office there in that.
Yeah, so she does 2 days a week there. And they also gave us a total of, since they started the program last year, 550 rides that they've given for people going to the doctors or the hospital. And I know we donate to that too, that when they bring it up. So I thought that was,
Yeah.
and that was that fundraiser that they do goes to partially to all that for gas money, but it's all volunteers that are bringing them to either Selkirk or Winnipeg for their doctors.
Yeah, it's a good program.
Yes,
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. And other than that, that's it. Okay.
Just a correction, Madam Mayor, it's, the next FCM is in Halifax and Winnipeg's at 27th.
Oh, so they won't be? They
There'll
will,
be presidents, but there'll be presidents in Halifax, where the conference is.
Yeah, next year is Halifax and then.
right, but this new gentleman, he'll be the president there, and then it turns over at the end of that one to them, for them to be in Winnipeg, I guess, right?
Is that a 2-year
No,
term?
he's president this year.
Yeah,
And then
so he'll be in Halifax president yet, and then it turns over.
No, I think it turns over when
That person just finished, and they'll do the banquet, and then they're president for the year. So they'll turn it over in Winnipeg, finish it up.
2 years.
Okay, okay.
No, I think it's just one going, but,
1 year, yeah.
yeah,
The other thing is, for those who weren't there, was, there was no election this year. It was all acclamation for,
Yeah.
well, no, it's 2 year now, so it's not, they don't have to have an annual election.
there was supposed to be one, but they got acclaimed this year.
Okay, who said that there wasn't one that they could sit and relax?
Okay, go ahead, Rob.
Just May 27th, I attended at Climate Whitehall, the Selkirk Community Foundation. Went to their AGM. It was probably 30 people there.
Who was that, did you say?
The Selkirk Community Foundation.
Oh, right,
Yeah, on May 27th.
yeah, yeah.
I talked to the gal that organizer runs it. I forget her name. Anyway, I talked to her about the volunteers that they're looking for to go on the board.
Right,
I didn't realize that it was 2 separate terms of, I think, 3 years each or 4 years each. That's a long commitment and a big commitment for any volunteer, never mind doing, like 1 term, but she said, yeah, it's 2 separate terms that when you say yay to it, that's what you gotta do, so it could be part of the reason why when they call people that we give names, they
right,
tell them how long it is,
Yeah.
that could be a deterrent,
yeah,
so.
very well be.
It wasn't very long, it was about an hour and a half. Lois Wales was there with her couple of her friends, and they had the Convoy pipe band do some piping, and yeah, that's about it.
Okay, awesome. And whatever happened with the awards night? I know that you weren't able to
Yeah,
go
I
and they
called the
were,
organizer of it,
Right.
she said, not a big deal, we'll have somebody speak on St. Clement's behalf, and they actually sent pictures and to Heather, and I got them as well.
Okay.
Of the recipients.
but wasn't that the night that there was a power outage or something
There
that
was,
they
it was
didn't
cut
finish?
short.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I kind of thought I had heard that, but I wasn't quite sure, so.
Yes,
Okay, anything else?
that's it.
Good, okay, so I've got, pretty much the same as everybody else. June the 2nd, I had the Selkirk District Community Foundation nominating committee meeting. And we had actually quite a big discussion on that because it seems that everybody was having some issues finding people to put their hands up to go on that committee. As I said, we contacted, I don't know, probably a dozen people and we couldn't find anybody that was interested. So they're gonna do some work on that. Bless you. Selkirk did nominate somebody and also St. Andrews did, and so did the, Interlake Eastern Health Authority. So there are enough members. We can't give the names out yet, probably before the end of the month we may be able to, but there's a process that they have for that part of it. June 2nd, there was also a RPD special meeting to do with HR, and June 3rd to 8th, I was also at the FCM conference, and a lot of the things that Sandra had spoke about, I was at some of them. I took in a different seminar, I guess it was, and it ended up that I didn't really look at the thing very closely, and it ended up that George Cuff was speaking at that one. So, so it was kind of interesting, yeah. June
In
11th.
unison?
Yeah, he's got a new book out. June the 11th, there was an RRPD special meeting regarding the audit, and on the 14th, which was on Sunday, I did attend the PASS Awards Luncheon Gala, and it was very nice. I think there were 3 students from our municipality that did receive awards. There was a couple of students from Broken Head, and I guess from the surrounding area, so it was actually quite good. And yesterday I attended a John Q strategic planning session. And that's all I have. Deepak.
I was at FCM, and I think everything's been filled in pretty detailed about FCM. I don't think I have much more to add to that.
Okay,
There was a lot of discussion about green municipal funds, and I did look into some of that, and I'll see if we can get some grants on that.
How was your AI session you went to?
And then there was an AI session, I was quite impressed with it. One of the things was that one of the municipalities, Kamloops, or Kelowna, I can't remember, I've got it written down in my notes. They had deployed AI, I think it was Kelowna. And what they did was they were using AI to do customer service calls. And the part I was very impressed with, there were many different applications of it, but this one was quite impressive. What they did was they took their snow clearing equipment, GPS information, and fed it as raw data into the AI program, and then used the AI program so that when somebody phones in to find out when their road would be cleared, they would punch in their address, and based on their policy on clearing roads, arterials before collectors, and then collectors before residential, and they've got the entire plant, what equipment is where. Based on that, the AI was able to respond back to the individuals, letting them know approximately when they would get their road cleared. They said that 92% of their calls for snow clearing were being dealt directly by AI. So that's
smart.
Yeah, so that is a huge savings as a way of, and a customer service. So I saw a lot of potential in it that I wanted to take a look into a little bit more, such as our graveling of roads, and our equipment is there. So how can we make sure that we can get this data, can be provided, and how can we look at these kinds of things? And I think there's some potential. I think they talked a lot about getting past the hype and all the fear around AI, and to think of it as a bite size of improvements that municipalities can employ utilizing that technology. This isn't about worrying about what what AI is going to do or what jobs it's going to take, how can it still be a tool? And, they talked a lot about, additional works. One of the, other ones that was, quite interesting was dealing with water treatment plants. And so there are many water treatment plants and systems, and this is happening out of the University of Calgary. The company that's been working on it with, somebody, the professor who used to work at Google. And what they've designed is, an AI program that can then, work in northern communities and maybe even smaller municipalities where these automated that they can look at doing a level of automation for monitoring your water treatment plant to determine the amount of chemicals that are needed to continue. And so what you now only needed, when you needed somebody to be there on a daily basis doing testing, you could resort to once a month as an example, so that made it much more easier, especially in some of the northern communities that may not have qualified individuals to do that on a regular basis. And these things happen to help augment the situation and help to deliver the services. So it was quite interesting and seems to be moving in leaps and bounds. And attended the Eastern District meeting and as usual, at the end of the month, I will provide much more detail on CIO.
Perfect.
Heather, do you have anything that you would like to share with us today?
No, just that I attended the June district meeting with you guys. It's very good. I think that's all I have.
All right. And I am not sure that there is anything else that we need to deal with today. I'm just having another quick peek here on the agenda. But I'm pretty sure that brings us to the end of our meeting, so if we have a resolution to adjourn, that would be good, if you would bring it forward, please.
The result of this meeting of council will be adjourned at 5:19 p.m.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Strang, Councillor Basarovic, second, all in favor, opposed, that is carried.